Today I am going to make my acquaintance with Ed Sheeran via The Shape of You. And Edward Christopher Sheeran is an English singer-songwriter. He's the first artist to have two songs debut in the US top 10 in the same week. And as I look through the list of everything here, he's the best of this, the most of that, the record of this, and top of that. He falls on so many lists and has all kinds of accomplishments to his name in that regard. He even made it into 2025's Time magazine list as one of the world's 100 most influential people. So he's a big deal. He is definitely contemporary with 2025. And I understand that The Shape of You is one of his biggest hits. So let's see how it sounds.
Club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop it, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want you.
Okay, so right away, we have some interesting rhythmic things happening with this opening here. Let's go ahead and hear that again. Okay, fine, good start. This. It has a very mechanical tool kind of sound, like, I don't know, typewriter or something like that. It feels like there's a mechanical element to it, and not merely just percussion. I'm not sure how they created the sound, but that's how it strikes me. And because of, it sounds like, I don't know, a lever being pulled, who knows, whatever's happening mechanically in that rhythmic sound set of sounds. Even though the basic rhythm is pretty straightforward, it ends up with some interesting complexities that I might describe as being similar to, let's say, the overtones you hear in a note. In other words, there are some rhythmic overtones, and they are audible enough, they're felt enough to make it far more than just the straightforward rhythm that we might try to write out if we were writing it on a piece of paper. And then what I noticed is that when he starts singing, his lyrical delivery partially mimics and also has a sort of conversation with that rhythm that's happening. Notice how it goes.
The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop,
right
and the man on the
it's especially noticeable. The coordination
table
between
doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a
nice
chance.
the way it
Now
plays
take my
with the
hand,
percussive
stop, and the man on the
rhythmic elements.
jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me.
I also like that instrumental answer, which comes in there as a sort of answer to what is happening vocally and rhythmically. And it's a funny mix, or maybe I shouldn't say funny, but it sounds like it's probably guitar or something like that. But then it also sounds almost like a really good vocal imitation of a guitar.
I go. Me and my friends at the
It's
table
almost like
doing
he's humming
shots,
there.
tripping fast, and then we talk slow.
Real nasally.
Come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop, and the man on the jukebox.
And I really don't know if it's voice or guitar or some synthesized sound, but I like that sort of ambiguity, the mystery that it brings of, oh, what instrument is that? What is that I'm hearing? But it's a nice, other than just the mystery of it, it's also a very nice contrast to all the rhythmic texture and activity that is happening in practically all the other instrumentation and the voice.
Start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me.
Change of
Come on
texture,
now, follow
change
my
of
lead.
mood.
I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put
Different
that
voices.
body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. And last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets
The
smell
drums are getting
like you.
deeper.
Every day discovering something brand new.
It's so rhythmically complex, texturally, that it actually makes me think of, say, traditional African drumming styles with all the layers of polyrhythms and stuff that happen in some of the African traditional music styles. And at the same time, it doesn't have enough of the polyrhythmic element to say, oh, that is like African drumming. But there is something about it, and actually even it's more than that. It's also this that makes me think of some of those musical styles, traditional musical styles, because it's a sort of vocalizing, modal vocalizing little musical motifs, melodic fragments, which are then repeated and intensify and become layered. And even the harmonizing that's happening here, which is very limited, it's mostly in octaves. It has this very bare simplicity to it, very there's a primitive quality to it, which is interesting to hear placed in such a modern musical piece of music, because it's clearly not simply mimicking or pushing towards some of those traditional styles, but still there are elements that if I were to say this is from somewhere, I would say, it reminds me of this. It makes me think of that. It sends me there in somehow the musical links and connections that I hear when I listen to it.
My heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. And last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. Well, I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body.
Just the
I'm in love with your body.
vocalizing.
I'm in love with your body. Every day discovering something first date. You and me are thrifty, so go all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up the plate. We talk for hours and hours about the sweet and the sour and how your family's doing.
I like that sudden pause there. It breaks up the progress of it. It interrupts the flow so that we kind of say, wait, I was expecting something there? Yeah, okay. And it starts to take on a bit of this dynamic of first getting to know someone and maybe some of the awkwardness. There are sparks flying, there's attraction, there's curiosity, there's fascination. And at the same time, there is this very studied casualness of, oh, hey, yeah. And as I'm listening to the lyrics,
Begin, we're going out on our first date.
Going out on a first date.
Thrifty, so go all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up the plate. We talk for hours and hours about the sweet and...
Yeah, so we're going on our first date. You and me are thrifty. So go all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up a plate. And that's where the pause happens. That little gap in the music, it takes on several meanings, communicates several things. A first date. Okay, some of the awkward pauses in conversation, or some of the, I don't really know this person in the way they do things, so I just wait to see what happens. It also seems to suggest some time passes. Fill up your bag and I fill up a plate. That's where the pause happens. It's as if time stops. Oh. It was all about the ordinary, the casual. Okay, we don't want to spend too much. Let's go all you can eat. We go there, we get our food, we sit down, and we lose track of time. And it seems like it's just such a brief window of time. And at the same time, there is no telling how many hours have passed since we were sitting here. Somehow, that moment of silence there, to me, suggests all of that, even more. And after that pause, what happens next? Well, in the telling of the story, it's as if that pause suggests, okay, I'm telling the story. Now what should I tell about this? Because there were sparks flying and we were so into each other, but what to say? What did we actually do? There's this hesitation as we start to write the story. What do I say about this period of time? And then, to not get too hung up on it, we just start writing. We talk for hours and hours about the sweet and the sour and how your family is doing okay and all of that. And that's all we have to write about it. But there is so much more that is unsaid. And that also is captured in that little break of silence.
The shape of when we came, we let the story begin. We're going out on our first date. You and me are thrifty, so go all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up the plate. We talk for hours and hours about
so much,
sweet and
doesn't it?
sour and how your family's doing okay. And leaving, getting a taxi, kissing the backseat, tell the driver make the radio play. And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead.
It's also pretty nicely done the way the vocal tone and mood changes from time to time. Placed well. So there's this recitation of the story, what happened. And then when we come to Girl, you know I want your love. You listen to his tone change. You listen to the mood of it change.
Your family's doing okay.
Okay,
And leaving, getting a taxi, kissing the backseat, tell the driver make the radio play.
Now we hear.
I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me.
It still stays consistent with the style of the song, but the vocal tone and the way that the drums also drop a bit lower. Girl, you know, there's this, it's communicating that there is, I don't know, might say I'm kind of melting inside, you know, there's this softness, this girl, you know, I want your love, and the warmth, the feeling of warmth and desire and attraction. But that's not the only thing that changes, because then, nicely done, when the text switches to the girl's voice, okay, he's still singing because he's the singer, right? But there is this soprano in there, which symbolizes the girl herself. So now she is speaking.
Now follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. I'm coming now, follow my lead. Coming now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you.
It's kind of like
push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room. Now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. 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 Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. Come on, be my baby, come on. 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 Come on, be.
Yes, this piece certainly does draw some inspiration from traditional African type music. Listening as this continues. Come on, be my baby. The repetition of a short phrase, and it takes on a life of its own, and then it's harmonized, and then it builds, and behind it there's all this rhythm happening, which is so diverse, so varied, so it's not just texture, although there's plenty of texture there. It's also the way it's scattered tonally, so many different places. There's the depth, there's the higher pitches, the thick and the thin and the sharp and the mellow, all of these different tonal elements in the percussion. It's a piece that really demonstrates how much potential, how much, I'm going to say, musical potential there is in percussion and rhythm itself. And how taking a percussive rhythmic approach and allowing it to become not only the rhythm, but the texture, the pitch, the room in which it's the entire canvas on which everything else is placed. And we as musicians, we talk so much about how rhythm is one of the fundamental core elements of music. But what happens when you take it beyond just something that is, it holds the music together? When you say, all right, let's see what we can do artistically and expansively and put rhythm in every corner of the canvas. In a way, it's like taking a canvas and sprinkling, let's just say, sprinkles, multicolored sprinkles all over the canvas and saying, all right, that is what I'm going to work on. Everything that I'm going to work with is there in all these multicolored little dots and sprinkles everywhere. And now I'm going to layer more on top of it. But that is somehow the personality, the dynamic, the character, the mood of this piece of art that I'm creating. That is my inspiration for this entire piece. That is my theme for this entire piece. And that's kind of what the rhythm is doing here, because it is so much more than just rhythm. It is one of the most important and most present musical elements in this whole song. It's interesting to think about, okay, what if we were to wipe out all the rhythmic elements, all the percussive elements and pitched percussion and everything else? What would remain? Hardly anything. Okay, there would be the voice. And the voice is an interesting enough delivery that, okay, we might say, oh yeah, cool idea. But it's not complete until we have all this rhythm and percussion scattered around and woven through it.
Be my baby, come on, be my baby, come on, be my baby, come on,
Listen
be my baby, come on,
listen to the harmonies developing.
come on, be my baby, come on. I'm in love with the shape of you, we push and pull like a magnet.
And it's so interesting, just as I finished talking about all the rhythmic elements, there is suddenly a line where there is nothing but the voice. But you hear how he built up to that. He built up to it by adding voices and layering voices on top of the rhythm, so that on top of the rhythm section, so that when that rhythmic section disappears, and the voices themselves are also incredibly rhythmic. So they preserve and they carry on the energy of the instrumentation, even though it's not there.
Come on, be my baby, come on, be my baby, come on.
The voices become more important. They're taking the lead.
Come on, be
And
my
here they are on their
baby,
own.
come on. I'm in love with the shape of you, we push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too, I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. Come on, be my baby. Come on, be I'm in love with your body. Come on, be my baby. Come on, be I'm in love with your body. Come on, be my baby. Come on, be I'm in love with your body. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you.
Well, those last few seconds there, those last several scenes, kind of bring out something that I was already thinking to talk about, as far as the lyrics and even the music, but it's not so obvious in the music on its own. But listening to the lyrics as well, paying attention to what's in the lyrics, I noticed that there is no point in which this says, I'm in love with you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. And that brings the question, okay, is this supposed to be kind of tongue-in-cheek, some humor, some commentary on that attitude, and that, okay, kind of calling it out to us? Or is it instead a sweet song about one of the aspects of falling in love? In other words, you can make a song, or you can make a work of art which explores one single element of a larger idea. It's interesting to me, this idea of, okay, I'm falling in love. I'm madly in love with this person. I love them, and and I'm so interested in everything about them. But to make a song about just one little detail and to choose the shape of you as the topic, I'm in love with the shape of you. There's something sweet about that. It's kind of a cute idea and intriguing. And you could certainly interpret this song in that way. Well, looking through here, I see. Girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Okay. So at least it's talking about wanting the girl's love, but where am I talking about my love for you, the person? And it's not in there. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. Okay, here's a line. Although my heart is falling too. So it's kind of talking about the initial attraction to somebody where you really don't know them yet. You don't know if you're deeply in love with the person yet. But somebody has attracted you physically, and you've gone crazy over the physical attraction. So all of these different ideas, but it's kind of a fun idea to say, I'm just going to write a song about one part of you that I love. Okay, we can make a song about your personality, your spirit, your attitude, just the way you are as a person, your talents, your quirks, or the shape of you. And we choose the shape of you. But then it also feels a little bit like it might be a little bit of a parody, especially the way it dwells on this for so long. And the music goes on, and it becomes so intense and lively and dynamic, all about the shape of you, the shape of you, the shape of you, and it drives it home, the shape of you. I'm in love with your body, the shape of you, your body, the shape of you, your body, the shape of you, and the things that are written about. It's, every day I'm discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. And we start to feel like, or at least I started to feel like, this sounds like it might have a bit more than just a sweet song about some part of this person that I've met, or an excited song about my first fascination, the thing that got me fascinated about this person. It sounds like it's really dwelling on it and driving it home, sort of parody and tongue-in-cheek commentary on the foolishness of being in love with somebody just because of their body, the shape of them. Is that really being in love? I'm in love with your body. I'm not in love with you. I'm in love with the shape of you. And I don't even know who you are. And it doesn't even cross my mind to think about who you are because I'm just so fascinated with the shape of you. And the video clip seems to bring that out quite strongly at the end, doesn't it? With the sumo wrestlers and all the hilarity of what's being portrayed on screen there. That this is like, really? That what this is about? And then the final scene where she's giving a good martial arts kick towards his face. Of course, you don't see it actually happen, but it's implied that, all right, if that's all you care about, goodbye. And so it's something that if we're just listening to the music, we don't hear it too much in the music itself. Although we can hear suggestions and colorations of the idea through the music if we are paying attention to the lyrics. It's mostly in the lyrics. But the lyrics leave it open. How are we to interpret this? And it's the video clip that then says, this is what I'm talking about. This is my topic here. So it's a fun way of exploring this idea and commenting on this attitude. And overall, musically, it's very appealing and approachable, accessible piece, which incorporates a lot of these traditional rhythmic elements and even vocal styling elements. And it works incredibly well. There's something just dance-like, and you could run this, you could play this and not be paying attention to it at all, and just have some kind of fun music in the background. Or you could dance with it, or you could just have it playing along, hum along with it, not really even care what's being said. So I can understand how it would be a big hit and so attractive to so many, because musically it's accessible and yet interesting. Lyrically, it's accessible, somewhat humorous, can be ignored completely or put some thought into it. It manages to check so many different boxes of so many different kinds of listeners, so that it can appeal to quite a broad audience. And, well, there you have a very successful piece of music. So, that was my first time getting acquainted or hearing a piece of music by Ed Sheeran. And we'll see what comes next. I'll see you soon.